Hey guys, and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. If you missed the last episode, we saw some power and we met with the mages in Redcliffe who had no clue why we were there. So, we are going to go contact them. It is time. So we need to head in here and we go to the war table. And I think, if I remember correctly, it costs 15 power, which we definitely have enough of now. But this is our first proper main quest, I guess. You know, like linear one. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Once we finally enter. Alright, so we are going to Ferelden. Is it Champions of the Just?
Did you see the message I sent?
Where's Redcliffe?
Thank you.
Here we go. Redcliffe Castle and the Mages. You could close the breach under control of Magister Dorian Alexius, a veneratory cultist with an unhealthy interest in Trevelyan and the power to reorder time itself. He has kindly invited Trevelyan to the castle alone to negotiate. It's an obvious trap, but Liliana and her agents can infiltrate the castle and remove the veneratory threat while Alexius's attention is diverted. Let's do it.
We don't have the manpower to take the castle. Either we find another way in, or give up this nonsense and go and get the Templars.
Redcliffe is in the hands of a Magister. This cannot be allowed to stand.
The letter from Alexius asked for the Herald of Andraste by name. It's an obvious trap.
Alright. How nice of him.
Isn't that kind of him? What does Alexius say about me? He's so complimentary that we are certain he wants to kill you.
Of course.
Not this again.
Redcliffe Castle is one of the most defensible fortresses in Ferelden. It has repelled thousands of assaults. If you go in there, you'll die. And we'll lose the only means we have of closing these rifts. I won't allow it.
And if we don't even try to meet Alexius, we lose the mages and leave a hostile foreign power on our doorstep.
Even if we could assault the keep, it would be for naught. An Orlesian Inquisition's army marching into Ferelden would provoke a war. Our hands are tied.
The Magister...
Has outplayed us.
There must be a way.
We can't just give up. There has to be something we can do.
We cannot accept defeat now. There must be a solution.
Contact the Isle. We need another way inside. This isn't worth the trouble. Let's go, we need another way inside.
Other than the main gate, there's got to be another way into the castle. A sewer? A watercourse? Something.
There's nothing I know of that would work.
Wait. There is a secret passage into the castle, an escape route for the family. It's too narrow for our troops, but we could send agents through.
Too risky. Those agents will be discovered well before they reach the Magister.
That's why we need a distraction. Perhaps the envoy Alexius wants so badly.
Focus their attention on Trevelyan, while we take out the Tevinters. It's risky, but it could work.
Fortunately, you'll have help.
This man says he has information about the Magister and his methods, Commander.
Ah, Dorian.
Your spies will never get past Alexius's magic without my help. So if you're going after him, I'm coming along.
The plan puts you in the most danger. We can't in good conscience order you to do this. We can still go after the Templars if you'd rather not play the bait. It's up to you.
Nope, we're going after the mages. Let's do it. We are going to bring Varric and Cassandra. Dorian is locked in.
Announce us.
The Magister's invitation was for Mistress Trevelyan alone. The rest will wait here.
And then I'll stay here.
If my friends can't enter, then I won't go in either.
Yeah, we stay stubborn. Bianca is massive. The size of that crossbow. Alright guys, let's do this.
My my Lord Magister. The agents of the Inquisition have arrived.
My friend, it's so good to see you again. And your associates, of course. I'm sure we can work out some arrangement that is equitable to all parties.
Are we mages to have no voice in deciding our fate?
Fiona, you would not have turned your followers over to my care if you did not trust me with their lives.
Because you simply ooze trust.
Of course she trusts you, Alexius. I'm sure lots of people put their lives in your hands. You have one of those faces.
Yes, the Magisterium tells me that so often. Shall we begin our talks?
What a man he is. His character design is really cool though. Like the facial he has.
The Inquisition needs mages to close the breach, and I have them. So, what shall you offer in exchange?
Tell me about the Venatori.
Actually, I hoped you could tell me about these Venatori I'm hearing so much about.
Now, where could you have heard that name?
I told her.
Felix, what have you done?
Your trap has already failed.
We made sure to disarm your trap before we came in. I hope you don't mind.
I've yet to see your cleverness, I'm afraid. You walk into my stronghold with your stolen mark, a gift you don't even understand, and think you're in control. You're nothing but a mistake.
We are in control. What was... who killed the Divine?
What do you know about the Divine's death?
It was the Elder One's moment, and you were unworthy even to stand in his presence.
Father, listen to yourself. Do you know what you sound like?
He sounds exactly like the sort of villainous cliché everyone expects us to be.
Dorian, I gave you a chance to be a part of this. You turned me down. The Elder One has power you would not believe. He will raise the Imperium from its own ashes.
Who is the Elder One?
That's who you serve. The one who killed the Divine. Is he a mage?
Soon, he will become a god. He will make the world bow to mages once more. We will rule from the Boric Ocean to the frozen seas.
You can't involve my people in this.
Alexius, this is exactly what you and I talked about never wanting to happen. Why would you support this?
Stop it, Father. Give up the Venatori. Let the Southern Mages fight the breach, and let's go home.
No. It's the only way, Felix. He can save you.
Save me?
There is a way. The Elder One promised, if I undo the mistake at the temple.
I'm going to die. You need to accept that.
Seize them, Venatori. The Elder One demands this woman's life.
Alex Felix is nice and calm.
Your men are dead, Alexius.
You are a mistake. You should never have existed.
No! This is where everything goes wrong.
Blood of the Elder One. Where'd they come from?
Where'd they come from? Right, shock and bow. Oh, Dorian, do you have barrier by any chance, mate? Probably not, right? I'll get barrier, that's okay. Alright, let's now deal with you. Dope. Okay.
Displacement. Interesting. It's probably not what Alexius intended. The rift must have moved us to what? The closest confluence of arcane energy?
The last thing I remember, we were in the castle hall.
Let's see. If we're still in the castle, it isn't. Oh, of course, it's not simply where, it's when. Alexius used the amulet as a focus. It moved us through time.
As it does. What? How far?
Did we go forward in time or back, and how far?
Those are excellent questions. We'll have to find out, won't we? Let's look around, see where the rift took us. Then we can figure out how to get back. If we can.
If we can. What was supposed to happen?
What was Alexius trying to do?
I believe his original plan was to remove you from time completely. If that happened, you would never have been at the Temple of Sacred Ashes or mangled his Elder One's plan. I think your surprise in the castle hall made him reckless. He tossed us into the rift before he was ready. I countered it. The magic went wild, and here we are. Makes sense?
Not really.
It just seems so insane.
I don't even want to think about what this will do to the fabric of the world. We didn't travel through time so much as punch a hole through it and toss it into the privy. But don't worry. I'm here. I'll protect you.
Thanks, Dorian. What about the others?
There were others in the hall. Could they have been drawn through the rift?
I doubt it was large enough to bring the whole room through. Alexius wouldn't risk catching himself or Felix in it. They're probably still where and when we left them. In some sense, anyway.
Love that. Do you know who this Elder One?
Alexius mentioned an Elder One in the hall. Do you know who he was talking about?
Leader of the Venatori, I suspect. Some Magister aspiring to godhood. It's the same old tune. Let's play with magic we don't understand. It will make us incredibly powerful. Evidently, it doesn't matter if you rip apart the fabric of time in the process.
Of course. I hope you have a plan.
You have a plan to get us back, I hope.
I have some thoughts on that. They're lovely thoughts. Like little jewels.
Alright, well, come on, squad, let's do it. Once we get the loot. Prison key, perfect. Bit of scout mail. I thought we looted this, but I guess not, because the cutscene. There we go. And there's one more bit of loot. Beautiful, we'll take some gold. Just make sure there's nothing else here. These don't open. It's been a long time since I've done this. Open sesame. Let's go this way first. Oh, we can level up Dorian. Alright, Dorian, let's give you a barrier. A strong barrier. Yeah, perfect. We'll give you chain lightning, and we'll give you this. Do those two. I think we also want to give you Fade Step, and we'll give you this. And then with our last skill point, we're going to go back over to this, and we're going to do this one. Beautiful. Alright, that should help tank Dorian up a little bit. And by tank Dorian up, I mean DPS the shit out of him. Deep Stalker Hide, love that. Now, what do we have around? Let's grab the loot. We have Fiona, I believe. Oh, it's not Fiona, it's...
My tears are my sins, my sins, my sins. Andraste, guide me, Andraste, guide me.
What happened to you?
What did they do to you?
Andraste blessed me, Andraste blessed me.
Yeah, they've done some bad stuff. Who are in the cells? Apart from the loot. More Summerstone though, nice. Nice barrier. There comes the other one. Get another barrier. There we go. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Right, we'll start this way. I guess we'll go in here first. Yeah, I hear Varric. So he's obviously in the cell over here. Maybe I don't hear Varric. Oh, I do.
Andraste, sacred knickers, you're alive. Where were you? How did you escape?
We didn't escape. Alexius sent us into the future.
Everything that happens to you is weird.
That it is. You noticed that too.
You might be right about that.
I'm always right, and when I'm not, I lie about it. So, what are you doing here? Or did you come back just to trade quips with me?
We get to Alexius, and I just might be able to send us back to our own time. Simple, really.
That may not be as easy as you think. Alexius is just a servant. His Elder One assassinated the Empress and led a demon army in a huge invasion of the South. The Elder One rules everything. What's left of it, anyway. Alexius is really not the one you need to worry about.
Fantastic. We'll put things right.
I promise you, Varric. We'll make sure none of this happens.
I'm pretty sure you're crazy. Or I'm crazy. Either way, it's a nice thought. You want to take on Alexius? I'm in. Let's go.
Let's go. What do we have in this room? Apart from a downward staircase. Another downward staircase. Now, there are more prisoners out and about in this place. I just can't quite remember where. Nice little Canary battle axe, though. But that is a locked door. Alright, let's go and rescue Cassandra. After we check this room.
The light shall lead her safely through the paths of this world and into the next. For she who trusts in the Maker, fire is her water.
Hi, Cassandra.
You've returned to us. Can it be? Has Andraste given us another chance? Maker, forgive me. I failed you. I failed everyone. The end must truly be upon us if the dead return to life.
We're going after Alexius.
We're going to kill Alexius. Come with us.
I don't understand. What use is there in fighting him now?
Alexius sent us forward in time. If we find him, we may be able to return to the present.
Go back in time? Then, can you make it so that none of this ever took place?
Well, that will be the plan. That's what Dorian says.
If Dorian is right and can actually reverse the spell, then yes.
None of this will happen. Andraste, please let that be true.
Right.
Alexius locked himself in the throne room. That is where we'll find him.
I believe Grand Enchanter Fiona is meant to be somewhere too. I thought she was locked in a cage, but maybe not. Unless she's the other direction. I recall her being like stuck in a bunch of red lyrium. But who knows now? I just seem a little lost. Where do we go? Lower cells. Where's the exit? How did I get lost? Perhaps I do go this way. No, because that's that doorway blocked there. I'm pretty sure I go up and up. Yeah, here we go. So let's explore this way, see what we can find. We'll go in here first. Just looks like more cells, right? And loot. Ferelden skirmisher bow. That might be good for Sarah, depending on what her equipment level is. And we'll go in here. I think this is where Fiona was. Yeah.
You're alive. I saw you disappear into the rift.
Fiona, is that you?
Fiona, is that really you?
What's left of me?
Can you tell us the date? It's very important.
Harvest Mir. 942 Dragon.
942? Then we've missed an entire year.
And I missed everything.
I must have missed out on a lot during that year.
You must beware. Alexius serves the Elder One, more powerful than the Maker. No one challenges him and lives.
That's promising. I will do all I can.
I promise I will do everything in my power to set things right.
Our only hope is to find the amulet that Alexius used to send us here. If it still exists, I can use it to reopen the rift at the exact spot we left. Maybe.
Good.
I said maybe.
Maybe.
It might also turn us into paste.
You must try. Your spy master, Leliana. She is here. Find her. Quickly. Before the Elder One learns you're here.
Alright, now we just gotta find Leliana. My waifu Leliana. The ultimate video game love interest. Other than Triss. They're pretty on par.
Are you sure you want to find out?
You know what I want to do? I want to find the stairwell. Here it is. Shock 'em all. Right, come on, team. Damn, we got rocked somehow. Come on.
Andraste,
Smashed it.
have mercy on their soul.
Well, the gang's all back together. What could go wrong now?
Yeah, what could go wrong? So very cute. Alright, we got a bunch of stuff in here.
Look around, see if there's anything we can use.
Blood Lotus. Not the most ideal. I wonder if Varric can break into that. What are you saying, Varric? Can you help me out? Yeah, you can. What is inside? Not much. Some poor dude sitting in... Oh, that looks like the Book of the Inquisition. So I wonder whose room this was. Grab that. So that's a nice little 61 gold. We can just casually open this one. More Rashfine Vitar. What else do we have? A belt of fire resistance. Not amazing. Anything up here? No. Okay. Well, onwards we go then. Although actually I think we can level up. Dorian can level up. Nice. So in that case, I think I want to take Lightning Bolt. Because it is pretty powerful. And with Varric, I wanted the explosive shot. Just stronger draw to your feet. Your next attack. There we go. That's the one. That's such a powerful move. And with Cassandra, we're going to continue tanking her up. We're going to take the lunge and shield. Gotta love the torture devices that are just laying around Redcliffe. Do you have anything else in here? Doesn't seem like it, so let's continue our little adventure.
The Elder One has taken all that is his and will soon rule from his city.
Oh, we did not get barriered. Burn them all. And then it's just this dude to worry about. Good old Hamley. Come on, let's kill him. Come on. Come on, Cassandra, do something, please. Beautiful.
May she find peace at the Maker's side.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it. Oh, Bleeder of Souls. I think that's a really nice dagger. Who will soon go on our companion we'll get. Right, so let's just continue our march forward.
How did Trevelyan know of the sacrifice so that...
And in the door. I didn't mean to do that.
You will break. I will die first.
Look what I've done to my poor Liliana.
Or you will.
My poor Liliana.
You're alive.
It would have been nice if there was some sort of reference to the hero of Ferelden at this point as well. If they're in a romance or something, because you'd think he would come and try and save her or something. Or, like, should assume he's dead, something along those lines. Kind of like Varric if he was good friends with Hawke, kind of expecting a, like, mention of Hawke or something. It'll be alright.
You're safe now. Forget safe. If you came back from the dead, you need to do better than safe. You need to end this. Do you have weapons? Good. The Magister's probably in his chambers.
You aren't curious how we got here?
No.
We got badass Liliana back.
Sent us into the future. This, his victory, his Elder One, it was never meant to be.
I have to get back.
I need to find Alexius and reverse the spell.
If we can get back to our present time, we can prevent this future from ever happening.
And mages always wonder why people fear them. No one should have this power.
It's dangerous and unpredictable. Before the breach, nothing we did.
Enough. This is all pretend to you. Some future you hope will never exist. I suffered. The whole world suffered. It was real.
Yeah, she's not a happy camper. Obviously.
What happened while we were away?
Stop talking.
I'm just asking for information.
No, you're talking to fill silence. Nothing happened that you want to hear.
Yeah, she's not in a good mood. Very understandably. She's probably been tortured for 365 days.
I'm sure he'll be in the nicer part of the castle, if there is one.
Alright, just take out the little wraiths. Excellent. Was there another door? No, just making sure. Alright, let's just see if we can disrupt it. Right. Close it, and let's go. Let's be Varric for a little bit. Use his bow. Spirit essence, okay. Now, use those muscles Beautiful. Discovered the docks.
The Magister needs more power for his rituals.
No!
Come forth and serve the Elder One.
And we have demons. Come on, squad, do something.
This is madness. Alexius can't have wanted this.
Right. Is there anything down here? Just this, apparently. That's okay. More loot to sell to make our life easier. We'll get everyone to drink up, just in case. Dorian doesn't need to, of course not. Because we can grab the supply cache. There we go. Alright, nothing there, so... let's go in here. I think we need to find like 5 key fragments or something.
The breach, it's...
everywhere. Used to be...
Alright, we've got another Fade Rift.
We're afraid of the sky. Now...
Come on, Dorian. Come on. Kill them all. Another barrier. No, worth a try. Oh god, look at all this. Wow, we got rocked. Come on, team. Let's go. Okay, we are making progress. Any loot down here? No. That's okay. I thought it was another rift for a minute. Oh, it is another rift, I think. It is another rift. Okay, I don't remember there being this many. Right. Why did the Fade Rift not disappear slightly? Come on. Get the barrage burst wherever it is. Alright. Let's just kill as much as possible. There we go. Hey, we did it before it got a shield up. Excellent. And boom. Right. Is there any other loot? Anywhere in this courtyard? No, just some poor people who died together. Anything up here? No. Open Sesame, what is next? The Upper Royal Wing. What a lovely photo.
I am not a child. I can resist you.
Well, somewhere Connor just threw himself into a fireplace to kill himself. That's the person you just heard talking about resisting. Which is a lovely other subtle thing. Yeah, see?
No!
We could have helped.
Why did he do that? We could have helped him.
We will help him by making sure this never happens. He resisted that demon to the last.
It's a shame that I say it's a shame. In terms of the game, it's actually really cool. The whole Connor thing and how you can have him affected, or like how you can resolve his questline in Origins. Because, you know, you can kill him, you can then be possessed in the future, sent to the circle, all sorts. So in those regards, it's really cool. But imagine how good it would have been to have a mage Connor. Shit. Who's,
I know.
like, demonically possessed or something.
You'll find out soon enough.
That could have been a really cool companion, but obviously it wouldn't really work for some people's playthroughs. Alright, we shall grab this. Let's do this. Ah! Come on, Cassandra, do something. Anytime now. That mage over there. Barry, can you help me out here, mate? There we go. Who else is still alive? Oh, no one. It's just the Fade Rift. Okay. Can I not disrupt it? Apparently not. Come on. Come on, team. We're so nearly there. Can we close? We can. Boom. Okay. We have to find 5 orbs or something. Yeah. I remember. Okay. You might as well just use off potions. They never run out, pretty much. See, you can always find some. God damn it. So let's go exploring.
How much damage did Alexius' spell do?
Rifts tore apart all of southern Thedas, starting here. But whether that's his doing or the breach, who can say?
It would have been cool if we would have got, like, a look at what happened over that year. Like, all the death and destruction and whatnot. Like, cinematically, I could just imagine how cool that'd be, like a little time lapse or something. Come on, boom. Nice one, Cassandra. Right, grab this. Now Cassandra can kick that down. Is that the only door here? I think so, okay. Say surprise. Dope. We can do the same thing here. So we're going to open this door, just say we've opened it. We'll loot this, we'll loot the thing at the back. Oh, look, another shard. And then we'll kick you. Is this room just empty? It would appear so. Interesting. We can use Varric to lockpick it, I think. Let's double check. Because I think it's just the same hallway. It is just the same hallway. Cool. Alright, open this one. There is a big room coming up. God, what the fuck just happened there?
They haven't noticed us yet.
Well, tough. We don't play like that. Come on. How are we doing, Dorian? Why aren't you attacking? Thank you. Easy.
Sorry for interrupting your dinner.
Smashed right through them. So, the only loot is down here apparently. That's okay. This should be an orb. Or a shard, sorry. We'll grab this. Now, where does this take me? Because there's another room back in that one we were just in.
Venatory decorating at its finest.
Yeah, I love what they've done with the place. You... Oh, God. Right, barrier. Get that shock. And boom. We can get a nice little lightning strike as well. That'd be crazy. Just like that.
I could really go for some light reading.
Oh god, there's so much loot after just slaughtering everyone. Cool, so we get this. Now, there we go, one more shard to find. Which is probably back in that room we need to check, if I had to guess. Unless it is just one giant circle. This way. Is it down here? Lower Royal Wing. I think we're already in here though. Yes, this brings us back here. Okay, so I think we need to go back into the room where Varric was like, well, they haven't seen us, we could spring a trap. And we just jumped headfirst in. So this way, around the corner. Sweep this way. Now where is that big room? Hopefully I'm not totally wrong here. But there's a door here. Ah, shoot. Find a way, find a way. Okay, so let's just go this way then. Maybe it's on the other side. And I've somehow missed it. Maybe. Yeah, it's got to be over here. Okay, Yeah, here we go. Okay, so I did go the wrong way. Cool.
Block the stairs!
Come on. How are we doing with getting the marksmen down? They're the ones that hit the hardest. Excellent. Kill the gladiator. You don't need help. You need to stay alive. There you go. Trust the system, Quinn. There we go. Oh, it's because there's a mage. Of course there is.
Doesn't look like the Elder One is interested in saving his followers.
No, they're like lambs to a slaughter at the moment. But that's perfectly okay. We do not mind that at all. Let's drink one of these. This one.
Let's head back to the main. I think I know how to open that door.
Now let's get this goddamn door open. And jump. Right. Now this should lead us straight to Alexius. Say hello. You're here alone. How should you do all this? You'll pay for this. Let's finish this.
It's over, Alexius.
So it is. I knew you would appear again. Not that it would be now, but I knew I hadn't destroyed you. My final failure.
Was it worth it? Everything you did to the world, to yourself.
It doesn't matter now. All we can do is wait for the end.
The end?
What do you mean? What's ending?
The irony that you should appear now of all the possibilities. All that I fought for, all that I betrayed, and what have I wrought? Ruin and death, that is nothing else. The Elder One comes for me, for you, for us all.
Oh, Liliana.
Felix.
That's Felix. Maker's breath, Alexius, what have you done?
He would have died, Dorian. I saved him. Please, don't hurt my son. I'll do anything you ask.
Give us the amulet.
Hand over the amulet and we let him go.
Let him go and I swear you'll get what you want.
I want the world back.
Oh, Liliana. Oh, she's so broken. Okay, we actually deal some pretty decent damage. Where is he? There he is. We will get a barrier up though, just in case. Damn, 104 damage, nice. Now eventually he's going to start opening rifts.
Your death will be my apology! Where are your assassins this time?
Yep, see? I guess not rifts. Oh, it is a rift, yeah. Come on, team. The quicker we deal with all these guys, the better. One down. Cassandra doesn't really need our support because she's just got a... Oh, we can just close it. My bad. Now Alexius isn't doing anything. Just kind of like chilling. Look at all the numbers of damage we're doing. He's immune to frighten or whatever it is though. Now where is he? Big explosion. Still only one enemy though. Yep, another rift. Come on, come on, come on. Ah, bastard. And now the third one appears. Of course it does. Can we just close it? There we go. And get ready to line up a pop shot on him. Where is he now? At the back. There we go. 408 damage. Damn. We now can literally just light him up like a Christmas tree. Come on, Quinn. Thank you. Oh, of course. More barrier. Hey.
He wanted to die, didn't he? All those lies he told himself, the justifications. He lost Felix long ago. Didn't even notice. Oh, Alexius.
This must be hard for you.
I know you cared for him.
Once he was a man to whom I compared all others. Sad, isn't it? This is the same amulet he used before. I think it's the same one we made in Minrathous. That's a relief. Give me an hour to work out the spell he used, and I should be able to reopen the rift.
An hour? That's impossible! You must go now!
Leliana, these things take time, okay?
The Elder One.
You have to hurry. This is bad.
Come on
We'll hold the main door. Once they break through, it's all you, Nightingale.
then. Great. Isn't there another way?
I can't let you kill yourself for me. There must be another way.
Look at us. We're already dead. The only way we live is if this day never comes.
The first bit of sense she's spoken.
You have as much time as I have hours.
All right, Dorian.
Closes. I am shielded by flame.
God, there's so many. Oh, there's Varric.
Drastic, guide me. Maker, take me to your side.
We don't see Leliana, not Leliana, Cassandra's corpse yet.
You move, and we all die!
Look at my badass go. Probably torn to pieces.
You'll have to do better than that.
I love how quickly he just concedes defeat. You're done here.
You failed, Alexius. How forgiving is your Elder One?
You won. There is no point extending this charade. Felix.
It's going to be all right, Father.
You'll die.
Everyone dies.
Damn right they do. Oh, Alexius.
Well, I'm glad that's over with. Or not.
Grand Enchanter, we'd like to discuss your abuse of our hospitality.
Your Majesties.
When we offered the Major Sanctuary, we did not give them the right to drive our people from their homes.
King Alistair, Queen Honora, I assure you, we never intended...
In light of your actions, good intentions are no longer enough.
You and your followers have worn out your welcome. Leave Ferelden, or we'll be forced to make you leave.
But we have hundreds who need protection. Where will we go?
We still need mages.
I should point out that we did come here for mages to close the breach.
And what are the terms of this arrangement?
Hopefully better than what Alexius gave you. The Inquisition is better than that, yes?
I know you are a mage, but consider how these rebels have acted. They must be conscripted, not coddled.
I've known a lot of mages. They can be loyal friends if you let them. Friends who make bad decisions, but still loyal.
It seems we have little choice but to accept whatever you offer.
You're our allies. We're gonna offer the rebel mages a full alliance to be nice.
We would be honored to have you fight as allies at the Inquisition's side.
We'll discuss this later.
I'll pray that the rest of the Inquisition honors your promise then.
The breach threatens all of Thedas. We cannot afford to be divided now. We can't fight it without you. Any chance of success requires your full support.
It's a generous offer. I doubt you're going to get a better one from us.
We accept. It would be madness not to.
It really would, Fiona. It really would.
I will gather my people and ready them for the journey to Haven. The breach will be closed. You will not regret giving us this chance.
So for anyone that doesn't know, Fiona is a former Grey Warden and mother of Alistair. Fun fact.
It's not a matter for debate. There will be abominations among the mages, and we must be prepared.
If we rescind the offer of an alliance, it makes the Inquisition appear incompetent at best, tyrannical at worst.
What were you thinking, turning mages loose with no oversight? The veil is torn open.
We need their cooperation.
We need them to close the breach. It's not going to work if we make enemies of them.
I know we need them for the breach, but they could do as much damage as the demons themselves. You were there, Seeker. Why didn't you intervene?
While I may not completely agree with the decision, I support it. The sole point of the Herald's mission was to gain the mage's aid, and that was accomplished.
The voice of pragmatism speaks. Here I was, just starting to enjoy the circular arguments.
Hi, Dorian.
Closing the breach is all that matters.
Yeah. I saw what's at stake.
I got a taste of the consequences if we fail. Let's make sure we don't.
We will not fail.
We should look into the things you saw in this dark future. The assassination of Empress Celine. A demon army.
Sounds like something a Tevinter cult might do. Orlais falls, the Imperium rises. Chaos for everyone.
One battle at a time. It's going to take time to organize our troops and the mage recruits. Let's take this to the war room. Join us. None of this means anything without your mark, after all.
There goes my nap.
And I'd hoped to sit out the assault on the breach. Take a nap, maybe go for a walk.
What is it they say? No rest for the wicked.
Meet us there when you're ready.
I'll skip the War Council, but I would like to see this breach up close, if you don't mind.
Then you're staying?
Oh, didn't I mention? The South is so charming and rustic. I adore it to little pieces.
You want to stay? I don't want you here. We're definitely keeping him. We'll say I'm glad you're staying.
There's no one I'd rather be stranded in time with, future or present.
Excellent choice. But let's not get stranded again anytime soon, yes?
I'll begin preparations to march on the summit. Make her willing, the mages will be enough to grant us victory.
Make her willing. Okay, so if we go into the war room, is going to trigger the next fight, I believe.
The Inquisition appreciates your assistance in this matter, Lady Corbin.
And my miners appreciate your business. You'll have your Illyrium by the end of the week. I should tell you, Ambassador, the Chantry raised some fuss when they learned about our arrangement.
The Inquisition must certainly seem an audacious idea to the Grand Clerics. We hope to convince them it is a necessary one as well.
Josephine.
I'll take my leave. Good day.
Who is she, Ambassador?
A merchant. I thought we should reach out to the dwarves to secure lyrium for the Inquisition's mages. According to Lady Corbin, it raised the ire of the Chantry.
Shock.
Access to lyrium makes us rather more formidable than anticipated. We're becoming a challenge. Sadly, the remaining Grand Clerics appear to be consolidating the Chantry's power instead of comforting the masses.
It's been this way for years.
Mage circles started forming years ago. The Chantry was troubled even before the Divine's murder.
Yet many people continue to bear it great love. We will not benefit from its decline. Little but the Chantry ties Orlais, Nevarra, Ferelden, Antiva, and even Rivain to a common cause.
Has the Chantry truly promoted such peace?
Andraste's chant is familiar across kingdoms, a source of many shared customs. That is the crucial point. Common ground is the start of all negotiations.
You make it sound easy.
So if everyone listens to the chant, things will be smooth as silk.
I did say commonality is merely a beginning, but it's an important one. We must learn to think beyond our own wants to secure peace in Thedas.
You sound too good to be true. That's an ambitious notion.
Planning to steer the history of the world, Ambassador Montillier.
I believe the Inquisition is already charting that course. Which brings me to a question, if you have a moment. The remaining Grand Clerics sent a missive inquiring about the events at the Temple of Sacred Ashes. They demand to know whether the Inquisition officially claims that Andraste saved you from the breach. If it were up to you, how would you reply?
So we are Andrastian, but we don't claim to be holy.
I'd tell the Chantry I was saved by circumstance, not divine intervention.
Yet as rumors your Andraste's herald grow, the Grand Clerics may not believe such a humble reply. A difficult situation, and I thank you for your answer. A good day to you.
A good day to you. Right, we are going to see if anyone has any dialogue for us.
Do you need anything more? Thank you. Mother? What may I do for you?
Okay, nothing from Josephine. We have Vivian down here. Anything for us, Vivian?
If Fiona and her malcontents are joining us as allies, we need to be prepared. Abominations are inevitable. Cullen doesn't have enough Templars to handle incidents. Some of the rank and file need to be trained.
Yeah. Good idea.
The last thing we need are abominations running amok.
I knew you would have a proper grasp of the situation. I'll have a word with Cullen. We are reliant on his people, absolutely. There has never been a greater threat to mages than the breach. Until it is closed, no one is safe.
You don't trust mages?
You have a low opinion of your fellow mages.
It's not a matter of opinion, my dear. I have a close relationship with reality. Many of our colleagues do not. Magic is dangerous, just as fire is dangerous. Anyone who forgets this truth gets burned.
Tevinter doesn't think so.
I don't think the mages of the Imperium would agree with you.
Drunkards rarely agree that they ought to stop drinking. I wouldn't use them as role models. Do you know how young mages are found? A little girl has a nightmare, and in her sleep, she burns her house down. A teenage boy has a fit, and lightning rips his mother to pieces. You know how these stories go. Perhaps you lived one. People don't learn the fear of magic at Chantry services, my dear. They learn it from us. Tell me something. As you will no doubt have a hand in shaping it, what future do you see for mages?
We need mages in the Chantry.
Mages shouldn't be kept out of the Chantry. Who knows the dangers of magic better than a mage?
A curious idea. Such twists and turns your mind takes. It's something to consider, my dear. Yes?
Anything new here? No. Right, let's go find everyone else. See if Leliana has anything new for us. She probably doesn't.
Mages. Lovely.
Your open support for the mages likely earned you enemies. Our agents will monitor the situation. If the most opposed can be identified, we may still turn this to our advantage.
No killing.
You're not planning assassinations, are you?
I was planning to unleash Josephine on them. She kills with kindness. Regardless, I applaud you for the courage to stand up for the mages.
I watched you die for me.
In Redcliffe, you sacrificed yourself so that I could return here.
Of course I did. One small life in exchange for a second chance at history. I always loved a bargain.
It was still noble.
It was still a sacrifice, and still noble.
And I would do it again.
So nothing new there.
I'll leave you to your work.
Let's check on Varric.
The Mage Rebellion joins the Inquisition. I've got to admit that's a twist I didn't see coming. One thing you saw in the future worries me. I mean, it was all bad. But Red Lyrium and Ferelden, infecting people and growing out of them, that's bad. Finding more of it really punches a hole in my Red Lyrium at the temple was a coincidence theory.
How fast does it spread?
How long does it take for Red Lyrium to grow? How fast can it spread?
It took years to infect people in Kirkwall, but no one there was actually ingesting the stuff. This Elder One managed to take the worst thing I can think of and make it worse. That's an accomplishment.
It's certainly something. We need to eliminate it.
We can't leave a single piece of that lyrium out in the wild.
I'm with you on that. I've got people trying to find out where the red stuff came from. I think maybe we should make that a priority. But that's enough doom and gloom. You just won a big victory for the Inquisition. What are you going to do to celebrate?
What are we going to do to celebrate? Catch my breath.
I was planning to put my feet up, maybe grab a nap. You?
Whatever I do, it'll be as far from Cassandra as I can get. Things should be calm around here for at least the next hour. Take a moment to enjoy it. If the world's about to end, I'm sure the Seeker will let us know.
Alright, Varric, anything else?
Need something?
Question? No. We'll double check the Red Lyrium thing.
I want to...
I'll tell you what I
No, cool. So I'm guessing most people probably don't have anything else for us, but you never know. Sarah.
Well, that's mages all over. So many robes, I bet all of Ferelden lost their curtains. I'll just be the other side of Haven, just in case.
They're here to help us. No, you don't like mages?
Do you have a problem with our new allies? With mages?
No problem with mages. You're fine, right? My problem is magic. If mages sat on their hands, everything would be fine. I mean, yay, freedom. Great for them. Over there, away from me.
Alright, thanks, Sarah. Appreciate the words. Now this should be Dorian and Solus. We'll start with Solus.
So we have gained the mages. Excellent. They should be able to seal the breach. You are certain you experienced time travel. Could it have been an illusion? A trick of the Fade?
Dorian is certain.
Dorian was sure. Impossible as it seems.
What an amazing gift. It is vital the Inquisition succeed to avoid the future you witness.
Amen. I saw you there. Wait, what?
I'm surprised you're not more interested in your own future.
I know enough. If that future happened, then I and Cassandra
Helen and the rest failed to stop this Elder One. Speaking of which, you should ready yourself.
For?
This Elder One. You have now interfered with his plans twice. Once at the Temple of Sacred Ashes, and now again at Redcliffe. A being who aspires to godhood is unlikely to ignore such an affront.
Yeah, that's very, very true, isn't it? Alright, Dorian.
The Inquisition supports free mages. What's next? Elves running Halamsharal? Cows milking farmers?
Hey. I'll think of something.
Give me time. I'm sure I'll surprise you.
I suspect that's untrue. Unless you strip yourself naked and allow the Chantry to flog you into repentance. That would surprise me. I do wonder if you've considered what this support of yours will do. For mages in general, I mean. The Inquisition is seen as an authority. You've given Southern mages license to, well, be like mages back home.
I doubt that.
I don't believe that.
It's true. The conditions here are different. Southern mages aren't used to ruling. The thing is, the Imperium was once just like the South. Templars, proper circles, all that rot. Then it changed, by inches. Not that this is reason to oppress us. Still, my homeland should be a cautionary tale, not a source of inspiration.
Okay, have you seen Alexius?
Have you gone to see Alexius yet? He's in the cells.
Not yet, no. I saw him before they locked him up. He looked despondent, broken. Not the man I remember, nor the one I want to. I suppose the Inquisition will judge him eventually. I wonder if there's any chance they'll show him mercy. He hardly deserves it, but for Felix's sake. I can't help hoping there's something left of the man I once knew.
Okay.
It occurs to me that you're a mage.
That just occurred to you.
I meant, you must have been part of the circle of magi in the south. Meaning, you were locked away like a criminal, at least until you rebelled. It's such a bizarre notion to me.
Hence the rebellion.
Why do you think we rebelled?
A lack of civilized entertainment, clearly. I've been to your southern taverns. It's more surprising that everyone would take the idea of a mage inquisitor so calmly. Maybe it's not calm. Maybe the Antivan crows are swimming in gold from all the contracts on your life. Good luck with that, by the way. Grand fun being the one in charge.
Investigate. Tell me about yourself.
It occurs to me that I barely know anything about you.
Beyond my being a mage from Tevinter, you mean?
Beyond that, yes.
And beyond my being so charming and well-dressed, which is obvious to anyone.
I hadn't noticed.
Some more than others.
Some people have superior taste. Now, what was I talking about? Ah, yes, me. I am the scion of House Parvis, a product of generations of careful breeding and the repository of its hopes and dreams. Naturally, I despised it all. The lies, the scheming, the illusions of supremacy. That's Tevinter in a nutshell, isn't it? Needless to say, my family was not happy with my choices.
Your family's angry with you?
Why would your family be upset with your choices?
Because I rejected their idyllic plan. If they had their way, by now I'd be married to some unlucky girl from a powerful family. We'd live in luxurious despair, despising each other as I waited to take my father's place in the magisterium. I declined the honor, and thus it's best I'm far from home. Less of an embarrassment that way, you see.
You don't like Tevinter?
I'm getting the impression that you don't care much for your homeland.
On the contrary, I care for my homeland a great deal. There's so much potential. Sadly, we squander it. We refuse to acknowledge how far we've fallen because pretending is easier. We pretend the Canary can be beaten. We pretend that we're superior to everyone, even our own people. Not everyone feels that way. I don't. Sadly, we're the minority.
But why do you care?
It just seems... So much of what you say about the Imperium is entirely negative.
It might sound that way. For all our faults, my people have many virtues. We we are laden with history and culture. Tevinter is where Thedas truly began, remember? We treasure our past and preserve it. You can walk down a side street and find nothing built during the modern ages. And despite appearances, we care deeply about everything. We have no reserve, not in war and not in love. If I truly believed my homeland was beyond all hope, I wouldn't miss it so much.
Careful breeding. This is going to be an awful question to ask.
What did you mean by generations of careful breeding?
The great families of Tevinter don't have children. They refine traits, weed out the undesirable, and promote the rest. My mother was chosen for my father because magic runs strongly in her blood. Never mind that they loathed each other. They wanted a son who could become Archon to make House Parvis the envy of the Imperium. They got me. A cautionary tale that you should be careful what you wish for.
Okay, why not go back?
Why remain with the Inquisition? Why not go back to Tevinter?
I'm not exactly welcome back home. Not that it matters, I'm quite accustomed to being a pariah. It adds to my charm. I can do more for Tevinter here. If the Venatori succeed, it'll set my homeland back 1,000 years. I'm sure some Magisters would disagree, but that's why we kill them.
Okay, that's enough for now.
I think I've heard enough.
That's too bad. I never tire of talking about myself.
Tell me about the Imperium.
I'd like to ask you about Tevinter.
Ah, yes. Everyone outside the Imperium always seems quite fascinated by it. Probably why they come up with so many ridiculous tales. Flying cows over Minrathous. That's madness. All right, that one's actually true, but the cows didn't have wings. I digress. Anything in particular you wanted to know?
Everything, to be honest. Do mages truly rule there?
It seems strange that an entire empire would be ruled by mages.
Strange? Why are you less qualified to rule than some tart with a fancy crown? Actually, the fiction in the Imperium is that mages don't rule. The Magisterium rules. That Magisters are all mages is considered a convenient technicality.
Interesting, okay. The Magisterium.
What is the Magisterium, exactly?
The upper house of the Imperial Senate, and the only part worth having a seat on. Those seats are split among the circles of Magi, the Chantry, and the major families. All mages now. It's odd that outside the Imperium, you use Magister like it applies to every Tevinter mage.
What are you then?
If you're not a Magister, then what are you called? No special title?
I'm an Altus, which is almost as good as a Magister, depending on who you ask.
And Altus is...
I've never heard of an Altus.
Upper class. Those families who trace descent from the Dreamers, the first prophets of the old gods. If you're a mage and you're not Altus, then you're later. Lower class. If you're not a mage at all, you're Soperati. That's everyone else. We do love our fancy words.
Apparently so. What about the Archon?
I thought the Archon ruled over the Imperium.
Well, yes. Technically, he can overrule laws passed by the Magisterium, but that never happens. Even so, he gets to appoint new Magisters, which means all the families vie madly for his favor. Thus, the Archon gets invited to all the parties. The truest path to Tevinter influence, let me tell you.
Of course it is. But mages do rule.
If it's a fiction, that means mages do rule then.
Yes and no. Let me put it this way. Mages do rule, but not all mages are equal. If you're not from the right family, chances are you don't rule anything. Maybe you're even a slave. The idea that anyone could be a mage, however, keeps the masses placated.
Interesting. Is that true?
Can anyone be a mage?
Technically, the potential runs mostly in bloodlines, but it's been known to happen. More importantly, commoners believe it can. Tevinter legend is chock full of mage heroes from humble origins. So they hold out hope. Someday my son or my son's son will be a mage. Someday. Poor sods don't realize that means he'll be a quaestor at the arse end of the 100 Pillars, at best.
Okay, is that bad?
Being a quaestor isn't a good thing.
I imagine the average non-mage likes to think so. Counting numbers and shuffling papers all day is better than many occupations after all. If you're a second-class citizen among a pack of piranha, however, your outlook changes.
Well, okay then.
Let me ask you something else.
Of course.
Oh, Dorian. What about slavery?
Anyone who talks about the Imperium mentions slavery. It's the center of the slave trade.
Ah. That is true.
And did you have slaves?
Not personally, but my family does and treats them well. Honestly, I never thought much about it until I came south. Back home, it's how it is. Slaves are everywhere. You don't question it. I'm not even certain many slaves do.
Yeah, you're saying they like it?
You think slaves like it that way? Don't be ridiculous.
I didn't say they like it. It's all most of them know. In the south, you have alienages, slums, both human and elven. The desperate have no way out. Back home, a poor man can sell himself. As a slave, he could have a position of respect, comfort, and could even support a family. Some slaves are treated poorly, it's true. But do you honestly think inescapable poverty is better?
Yeah, it's a weird little argument, isn't it? The idea of poverty versus slavery. Like, which one's better? Neither are a good thing, to be honest. At least they have a choice.
At least they're free. They don't have slavery forced on them.
You think people choose to be poor and oppressed? I doubt it. I don't know what it's like to be a slave, true. I never thought about it until I saw how different it was here. But I suspect you don't know either. Nor should you believe that every tale of Tevinter excess is the norm.
The Imperium has a chantry?
There's an Imperial chantry, isn't there? With its own divine.
You people aren't supposed to talk about the Black Divine, are you? If you mention him outside the Imperium, people make that face, like you're urinating in public. But yes, we do have the chantry, or a version of it. Night and day comparing it to yours.
Right. Is it really that different?
Is the Imperial chantry so different from ours?
Not in theory. The main difference is in the whole magic is meant to serve man, not rule over him business. Back home, ruling the unwashed masses is serving them, for the good of the Imperium. Perhaps it started with good intentions, but these days it's academic. The circles are in command.
You have circles? Question mark?
There are circles of magi in the Imperium.
We don't have dismal little mage prisons, if that's what you mean. They're academies, prestigious ones. We have Templars as well, but they don't cancel spells or whatever your Templars do. They're soldiers.
They don't use lyrium.
Ha! As if there'd be any left for them. They watch for abuse of magic, yes, but only those who are weak or who fall out of favor get dealt with. Mostly they enforce the Magisterium's edicts. The Chantry smiles and nods from the sidelines.
The Black Divine.
Do you really call him the Black Divine?
We don't call him that, oh no. In the Imperium, he's the true divine. The woman sitting on the Sunburst throne is some backwater pretender. It all stems from a disagreement over Andraste. Marvelous, isn't it?
A disagreement?
Why would they disagree over Andraste?
It's not my field of expertise, but the Imperium believes Andraste was a mortal woman, a mage. Down south, they say, no, she's the bride of the Maker, ascended to his side, divine provenance, a blah blah blah. We feel better believing Andraste was one of us. Makes executing her less damning, you see. So we elected a man as divine, the South declared war, and we've been feuding cousins ever since.
Your divine is male, so that is the biggest difference between the divines of Tevinter and elsewhere. Divine is always female, unless you go to the Tevinter, where it's a very male-dominated area.
So, the Imperial Divine is always a man?
All the better to distinguish him from that other one, yes. Don't think there aren't a number of female magisters who bristle at that. Why can't they be divine after all? Same reason you never see a man on the sunburst throne. Because that's how it's always been done. Excellent reasoning.
Are you religious?
Do you consider yourself Andrastian?
The big question. It might surprise you that I do consider myself Andrastian. I simply do not believe in the Chantry. It is a relic, whether back home or here in the south. Something from a bygone age desperately clinging to relevance. It's not an opinion that makes me popular.
The Chantry has its place.
I disagree. I don't think the Chantry's irrelevant.
Not to most, no. Perhaps just to me. I'll say this. I may not believe in the Chantry, but I believe in you.
In me?
That the Maker sent you, whether through Andraste or fate. Cassandra is not wrong. You are what we needed most at the moment we needed it. That's what they will say in ages to come.
I'm surprised you think that. Mostly, my warden was not Andrastian or religious, so he didn't really care about the Chantry. Quinn, our Inquisitor, very religious, so she's obviously going to believe in the Chantry and things like that, despite being a mage.
You don't seem like the religious sort, to be honest.
If you define religious as sitting in a Chantry and listening to a blithering hen tell you how to live, then no. If you define it as believing in the possibility that something larger than yourself exists, then yes, by all means. The world is bigger than I, even bigger than you. It laughs at all the things we think we know. The Maker doesn't need me to believe, but I do. The thought of no one at all watching out for us is too frightening.
Well, fair enough. I want to ask you about something else.
Let me ask you something else.
So many questions.
Could Tevinter be an ally?
I'm wondering if the Imperium would be a useful ally.
I'd think you'd be more concerned whether or not they'd support the Venatori. They won't. At least, not officially. They'll disavow all knowledge of dangerous cultists. Secretly, many Magisters will rejoice in the idea. And if the South falls to chaos in the meantime, all the better.
Is that smart of them?
It would be in the Imperium's best interest to help. Surely it could use allies.
I think the Imperium gave up on the idea of allies a long time ago. We've been fighting the Qunari for what, 200 years off and on? It's a point of pride that we go it alone. They'll sneer at the South behind their silk handkerchiefs and say, "You've had it easy for far too long." Let's not forget that the Inquisition seems to be an arm of the Orlesian Chantry. Anathema so far as they're concerned.
But we're not.
We're not part of the Chantry. The Chantry opposed the Inquisition's formation.
You think that matters? Don't be silly. The Herald of Andraste. Your very title smacks of the Southern Chantry. You may as well be a heathen. I think they're far more frightened what you'll do if you succeed.
Is blood magic common?
Just how often is blood magic used there?
Oh, not at all.
Not at all.
That's what any Magister would tell you. They'd be convincingly offended by the notion too. Of course, what people call blood magic here, and what we consider blood magic, are two different things.
What do you call it?
What's considered actual blood magic in Tevinter?
Blood magic isn't inherently dangerous. Using your own blood or that of a willing participant, what's the harm? The problem is that what's permitted only gets you so much power. And what if you need more? You always need more. That's where we get into sacrifices and demon summoning. None of that is done. Not officially. Behind closed doors, it's a different story. Real blood magic can give you an edge, a leg up against your opponents. It's safe to assume that any mage of rank does it. The rest are quietly shut out of power, to put it bluntly.
No Templar intervention?
You'd think the Templars would object.
I imagine they did, long ago. Once, their investigations might have been sincere. Then their balls were cut off. Too inconvenient. Nowadays, only the friendless are accused. Most of them probably innocent.
No one disagrees.
There must be some mages who oppose this.
Of course.
I do, and I'm not entirely alone. Occasionally, there'll be a Magister who makes noise, and then the reform talk begins. All very patriotic. Meanwhile, that Magister will be quietly shunned. Chances are, surprise, it's learned he was a Maleficar all along. Most learn to keep quiet. Me? I enjoy the allure of pariahhood.
Well, okay then.
Fair enough.
And that is all of Dorian finished, so let's move on to outside. Go talk to Blackwall, Cassandra, Cullen, see what they have to say. And then we are good to wrap this episode up before we go into the next one. Scoot round here. Oh, we've got Iron Ball out here as well. How could I forget the ball? Alright, Cullen.
The mages are ready to approach the breach. I pray this will be enough to close it.
Do you and I have a problem?
You weren't happy with how I brought in the mages. Do you have a problem with me as well?
Of course not. I have no intention of endangering your alliance, but I must ensure the safety of those here. That concern extends to the mages. They are putting themselves at risk for the Inquisition, as are you. Any precautions taken are meant to aid you, nothing more. I hope you will accept them as such.
Okay. Cassandra.
And what are we supposed to do, exactly?
What you always do. Complain.
We've already spoken with Commander Cullen. No one listens. We want better quarters. We want the Templars kept at a distance. And some respect for...
This is not the Circle. You mages are our allies, not our wards. Act like it.
How are we supposed to...
Deal with it.
That camera just getting half ahead.
It never ends, evidently.
Is there a problem?
Is there an issue with the mages? Can I help?
The mages are here as equals. They need to get used to what that means. It is your doing, after all. You created this alliance.
You're blaming me?
You would have done differently, I suppose.
Oh. I do sound like I'm blaming you, don't I? I don't disapprove. In fact, you did well. You made a decision when it needed to be made. And here we are. I wish I could say this was my doing.
We're not going to say flatterer. You got us here.
We wouldn't be here at all if you hadn't stood up against the Chantry.
You're being kind.
You're discounting your role in this.
Let's close the breach. Then we can say how successful I was.
Well, fair enough. Gotta love her modesty.
What is it?
Anything new? I think we asked about everything, right?
It has fallen apart when everyone
Oh, we
needs it
didn't.
most.
Oops.
I ache to think what this will mean in the days to come.
Okay, will there be a new divine?
Will the Chantry replace Divine Justinia?
They will try. Once the priests withdraw for the Grand Consensus, it is against Chantry law for them to emerge without naming a new divine. Sometimes it takes days, or weeks, or even months. The problem now is that no clear successor to Justinia exists. All worthy clerics died with her at the Conclave.
What if they don't agree?
So what happens if they can't agree on someone?
Theoretically, they will argue until exhaustion takes them or they see reason. Practically, however, if the Grand Consensus goes on too long, the Chantry will crumble. Any cleric with ambition but little sense will see this as her one chance, and plenty of such clerics exist. We shall see what happens. The Inquisition must act in the meantime.
Would you serve as a new divine?
If they do choose a new divine, will you serve her?
That depends on whether she would have me. I am a rebel now, remember? And even if she would, I do not know. It would depend on what type of divine she is. I am no longer in a position to follow blindly, and no new divine could expect such obedience now.
Okay, Should the Chantry be saved?
Do you really believe the Chantry is worth preserving?
If you ask my opinion, it is. Absolutely. Cast the Chantry aside and new problems replace old ones. We will have learned nothing from history. The people need stability, and the Chantry needs a new purpose. Andraste had a dream for us. It can still be achieved.
What's the new purpose?
So, what should this new purpose be?
A dedication to what is truly important. Instead of building cathedrals and sewing gowns for the divine, the Chantry used to spend its coin feeding the poor. If we are to spread the Maker's word across the world, we must do so with open hearts and open hands.
Alright, you sound like an idealist.
That sounds rather idealistic of you.
Does it? I do not think it's so unachievable. The Chantry has many good, honest people. They just need direction and inspiration. They need to be freed from centuries of adherence to tradition and ceremony. A chance for renewal is at our fingertips. It does not have to come with utter chaos.
Alright, who is Chancellor Roderick?
What influence does Chancellor Roderick really wield?
He's a bureaucrat, responsible for communicating the Divine's will to the rest of the Chantry. Therefore, he's accustomed to the clerics hanging on his every word, hoping his influence will benefit them. Despite that, Roderick is not a bad man. He's frightened, and believes his place is to fill the gap left by Most Holy's death. Some might agree. As far down the chain of command as he is, there is no one left above him.
Will he be a problem?
How big a problem could he be?
No more than he is already. He sent his message to the College of Clerics. That is the only card he had to play. Dealing with him further only lends him credibility he doesn't deserve.
Alright, why did you leave the Chantry?
I'm surprised you rebelled against the Chantry.
I left my own order when they took the wrong path. It is no different. But in neither case did I stop caring. Indeed, I care so much that I feel drastic action is necessary. I suppose history shall one day judge my actions.
Alright, thank you for your wise words, Cassandra. Let's go grab the ball by the horns, haha.
So, that Tevinter guy sent you into the future?
Tevinter magic goes too far.
I've got no problem with normal magic, but Tevinter goes beyond all reason.
I know, right? The Vints are always pushing. Anyway, I hope our new friends have what it takes to close the breach. Damn thing gives me a headache just looking at it.
Okay.
Have you seen the horses Master Alexius sent the Inquisition? They're like...
Where is Blackwall? There he is. Oh god. God damn it. Bloody buns. Oh, the poor Nug. I mean, I have to get the skin now, right? Oh, okay, Blackwall.
I've been meaning to thank you. There are 100 things that need your attention. You didn't have to take the time to help me, and yet you did.
It was a good cause.
If the history you pursue benefits the Wardens, then it was worth it.
You've proven yourself to be an honorable woman. Principled. I've great admiration for you, and I've never been more certain in my decision to join you.
Admiration?
I would never have guessed that you admire me.
Of course I do. You have the world at your feet, myself included.
We're a horrible flirt. I don't want to be worshipped.
I don't deserve that sort of reverence.
Modest too. Your list of qualities continues to grow. Now, we should return to our duties before I get too carried away.
Well, okay then. That is going to wrap this episode up. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please drop the episode a like. It helps me amazingly. If you're new and you're not subscribed, you'd like to, that'd also be amazing. And hopefully, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.